Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Real Estate Matters. For over 11 years, voice of real estate in Flagler County and Palm Coast. Welcome to the quiet side of Florida. I'm Toby Tobin, the publisher of GoToby.com. I contribute to the Palm Coast Observer, and I'm a Florida licensed realtor with Landmark Group at Compass. Our co-host, Anna Maria Long, is in the studio with me today. She's from the Flagler County Home Builders Association, which is also a sponsor of our show. Our lead sponsor is Veranda Bay. Veranda Bay is a private developing community of lots and luxury homes on the Intercoastal Waterway in Flagler Beach, featuring custom homes by Olson Homes, AR Homes by Arthur Ruttenberg, ICI Homes, Holbert Homes, Toll Brothers, and Dream Finders. All excellent custom builders
and members of the Flagler HBA.
Good for them. Also sponsored by the Hammock Community Church, the cute little church on A1A, a mile and a half north of the toll bridge. That's where you can find me every Sunday morning at the 11 o'clock service. Love to have you join me. Let's talk about the October final numbers. We finally have them. They're really pretty much what they were last week. We had a few.
Guess nobody wanted to close on Halloween.
Oh, I never thought about that. I guess
I was thinking about that.
Scary.
Yeah.
235 homes were reported sold in Flagler County through the Flagler MLS. The median price was $365,000, and that's an increase from 196 homes sold same month last year at 359,500. Days on market this year, 84, which is a reasonable number.
But this is an outlier for 235 homes sold because October, also September, are traditionally, historically, slower months.
Yeah, low volume sales.
Yeah, they signify the low volume sales.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, this year we had lower volume sales during the summer months, which are typically higher volume sales.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting, and we'll have to watch for a few more months and see
how the patterns play out.
November, December, January, and February are also months where typically we have lower numbers.
Yeah, we'll see if this continues or if this was just a couple months of outliers themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our problem is we've got statistically a small market.
Yeah, so little data, it's hard to make analyses.
Yeah, in statistics, they have something they call the rule of large numbers.
We don't have large numbers.
We don't have rules either.
Evidently.
We normally track the 250,000 and under market and the million and higher market. Both of those are following the same trends pretty much that we've shown for the last year and a half. They're fairly even, both ends. 12 homes were sold for $250 or less. 4 of those were cash. Only 35 days on market, so that's a very active segment of the market. The $1 million plus market, 9 of those were on the list. 3 for cash, 55 days on market. So we're continuing our pattern of having days on market for the two extremes, the ends of the market, upper and lower end of the market, are both lower than the rest of the market, or the market as a whole. Homes listed, 1,263. Homes pending, 312. So the homes listed has actually dropped because we hit over 400 or 1,400 of not too many months ago. So that's a positive sign for the market. The median price for the homes on the pending list is $390,000, which is still pretty high. So
pretty solid.
We seem to have created a very solid floor in the market.
And that 390 indicates that we will continue to close at that 365
to 375 range.
Yeah, or higher,
really,
actually, because of our traditional
last month we were 97%.
Yeah. So
closing price, 97% of the latest list price, not necessarily the original list
Correct.
price.
Yes.
The Gindex, which is the ratio between pending and listed homes, down to 4.1, down from 4.9. That's a healthy sign as well. So we're still waiting for the world to settle down and for the economy to become a little more predictable. But it looks like the underlying trend here for people moving to Florida is just continuing. We're going to talk about growth a little more in the show today. So, do you have any updates on the Home Builders Association impact fee lawsuit?
I do not have any
just
updates
waiting for
today.
a response. Is that where we are right now, waiting for a response?
I do not have any updates today.
You don't have any updates today. Okay. You can't talk about pending litigation.
I cannot talk about pending litigation. We are still confident in our original complaint, and if anyone has any questions, I once again encourage you to form your own opinion by visiting flaglerhba.com/fair fees. All documents, including those from the city of Palm Coast, are on there. That way an individual can read and decide for themselves.
Thank you for that very thorough update.
Not even rehearsed.
Well, you didn't have to.
I didn't know that it was coming, so not rehearsed.
Okay, well, here's what I want to talk about today. Last week we were talking about an article that I found in the Orlando Sentinel from 1988.
A very good year.
And
the best year.
That was the year you were born.
That's why.
So you probably don't remember. You probably don't remember.
I've heard good things about it.
Anyway, that article had some enlightening statistics, and we talked about them throughout the show yesterday or last week. And one of the things that suddenly kind of hit me like a brick during the show, I mean, I wasn't really prepared, the fact that there were only a few thousand people back in 1988, but yet the developer had already put in all of the streets, all of the water lines, and all of the sewer lines to accommodate a projected future population of, I think, 225,000.
Right. And those few thousand people weren't remanded to one section of Palm Coast. Even though certain areas were built up more than others, we know that the F section, the C section, the old B section, the W section, but also Indian Trails, because I know we moved here in 1990, but the house that I bought, which was right next door to that house, was built in 1978. So it was scattered. So all of those pipes and water lines were working. It's not like any sections were cut off.
And they had to be there. I mean, it's
right.
Normally, cities develop over a longer period of time, and they develop organically. They usually spread from the center out.
Yeah, so it's not like they even laid the infrastructure, but then only turned on a portion and kept the development to one section. It was sprawled from the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't phases.
Yeah, which is really interesting. Yeah, I think phases is exactly the right word.
Well,
like how we see development today within a MPD.
Yeah, well, look at Sawmill Creek that has 7 different phases.
Yeah, or how we watched Grand Landings develop.
Yeah, and in Sawmill they developed 1 and that's sold out. They're selling 2, 3, and 7. 3, 4, and 5 are kind of in the middle. They haven't even got final plat yet for all of those, and they don't have the infrastructure in either. But think about how Sawmill Creek would have been if they and that's a little over 2,000 units, residential units in total. I think is the total entitlement for Sawmill. But if they'd put all of the infrastructure in first and then started selling lots wherever people wanted to buy.
Well, one of the things we know that in a master plan community, the cost of each lot is greatly affected by how much it costs to do the underground work to it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they had to do it all at one time and knowing they weren't going to sell those lots for a long time, I believe the cost would be greater.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would be a negative effect on housing affordability.
Well, the current ready-to-build lots are pretty much selling in the $100,000 to $120,000 range.
Right.
That's really the market price
Yeah.
for a subdivision ready-to-build lot. That means all the infrastructure's in, the spine road, if there's one, is installed. The entrances are all in place. The signage, the gates, everything.
You're ready to go.
The amenities are
Your water hookup is
completed.
there.
Mm-hmm. All you have to do is pull a permit. So that's how Palm Coast was developed. It was all put in, and that was the thing that struck me, that we have been behind the curve since the beginning. When they started selling lots, the infrastructure was put in place, installed, paid for by IT&T. They had very deep pockets, but the population base to pay for the ongoing maintenance
R&R
of that was very, very small, and even today remains small.
That's
because
still a problem.
We're actually about 110, 112,000 residents. Some people estimate up to 115, but population of Palm Coast.
The most recent U.S. Census Bureau says 107. But yes,
that's a year old though.
Yes. So, but yes, I was going to say I would agree that we're about 110, 112.
Mm-hmm. But that's still only half of 225.
Yes.
So
that means we're paying double what we would be at build out based on ITT's plan, right?
Right. We have half the people here to pay for the ongoing maintenance, and I mean we have more people now than we did 10 years ago. So it's getting better, not getting worse.
Right.
Well, we have to take a quick break, folks. Stay with us for this very interesting topic. Don't go away. Well, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for staying with us. This is the second half of Real Estate Matters, brought to you by Ventura Bay. Veranda Bay.
We can't make you record in the mornings, huh?
No.
This is my fault, friends. I have a little eye surgery later, so I had to reschedule our recording time to the morning.
Well, I'm not awake yet.
I should have grabbed you a coffee. I'm so sorry.
Okay, well, that's why I do an awful lot of reading from the show notes rather than.
But I think what we were doing before the break is I think we figured out why our utility bills are so high, which is the kind of age-old question, plus the main topic of conversation on social media when it comes to living in Palm Coast. And because when you look at your bill, it's not your water usage that really costs you. It's not your per gallon usage. It's not your per gallon output of what you use. Your wastewater.
It's the base rate.
Yeah, it's your base rate, and it's your stormwater fees and all these extra fees. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that we're paying for the R&R for people who don't yet exist.
Well, in 1988, when this article was written, we already had, where was it? I've got the 533 miles of streets already built, 529 miles of water lines already in the ground, 508 miles of sewer lines already in the ground, but we only had 11,000 residents. So there was no traffic problem.
No, there was no traffic problem.
But there was no BJs.
No problem. There was only 1988, that would have been, so they would be FPC, Flagler Palm Coast High School,
Mm-hmm.
Bunnell Elementary,
Mm-hmm.
and Buddy Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the only schools, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't have a schools problem. We didn't need more schools, which we still don't have a schools problem currently. But yeah, I mean, if they stopped building in 1988, those residents, 11,000 residents, would need to be paying for those 500 some odd miles
of maintenance and
for each of those structures.
yeah, and one of the other problems too about the way Palm Coast was, the way Palm Coast evolved, all of the infrastructure was put in at one time, so it's all
the same age. You had it all failed at the same age.
You know, cities that have grown organically or in phases,
Mm-hmm.
the infrastructure grew over many, many years, and it was all put in different times, different technologies.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's much easier to schedule a rotating maintenance program than it is when suddenly all the streets are starting to fail at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, even with different parts of municipal capital expenses, when they're looking at like vehicles and technology, things like that, they can do different amortizations and see when those things are going to basically be phased out and schedule that better and budget for that better. But the roads and not the roads, I'm sorry, the pipes, which are under the roads, so then you have to tear up the road. When those fail, I mean, if you've been on a road where a pipe has failed, one of these clay pipes has failed, you've probably seen some mass chaos.
They just fixed a spot on Pritchard Drive, which I take to my house.
You've seen it, and I've seen the bills. They are outrageous.
Well, they have to either replace the pipe or they can insert a liner. But the problem with the old pipes, if you missed last week's show, folks, the old pipes, the original pipes are clay. And the water table is so high in Palm Coast, when we get heavy rains, the water table...
Well, it's only about 2 to 3 feet underground is the water table.
So the pressure builds as the water table rises and pushes water through the semi-permeable...
Yeah, they're very porous. And then that pushes into our wastewater and then fills our system. That's how we get to, Hurricane Matthew, was it? Hurricane Matthew, and don't flush your toilets. Please don't wash laundry. All of that, because the water was infiltrating our clay pipes. And that's what caused our wastewater tanks to go up, amongst a few other things.
Yeah, well, another thing that pushes our utility bills up is we get charged for the stormwater management system.
Yes.
And, why that's on a utility bill, well, it's convenient and it's nice to get one bill, but that one bill gets magnified by the fact that it's water, sewer, stormwater management, and garbage pickup.
And garbage, yeah. I also noticed that our garbage bill, apparently this contract has an annual increase. So, and I don't recall that with the Waste Pro contract, but I'm seeing that now. So we're apparently going to have an increase in our utility bill because it's all in one, like you said, for our garbage as well, which is it's just hurting all at one time.
Yeah, well, listen, last week's show was so interesting to me that I went and wrote an article on GoTobin.com.
Yes.
And it's the root cause of Palm Coast infrastructure issues. And it's exactly what we're talking about today. I encourage you to go read it. It's GoToby.com. And it's the latest article. So Palm Coast assumed responsibility for the street maintenance upon incorporation in December 1999. The city purchased the water and sewer utility system in 2003 for $40 million. $40 million. The city's population at that time was 37,463. So 37,463
over $1 million a person.
63 residents. became responsible for maintaining an existing infrastructure built to support a population of 225,000. So
Think we're
we're
figuring out the issues here.
we're growing up. We have more population now,
Yeah.
but who would have ever thought that, or made the argument? And certainly, nobody on social media would make the argument that growth and increasing population will actually help reduce our utility fees on a per capita basis.
But now we know, though, that it will,
Mm-hmm.
because it's going to, it'll fill in those 250,000 essentially places that ITT planned for to pay for all the maintenance R&R.
Okay, but lacking population growth, our utility budgets will continue to be strained.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, what we're doing, we're chasing too few taxpayers and too few ratepayers as the system ages.
Right.
And that's a real problem. So, what's the solution? The solution, we could have declared a moratorium in 1988
Yeah.
and just left all those miles for those 11,000
Yeah. Let the
people.
problem be on those people. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think any of those people would still be here. So it would just be whoever moved into those houses.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, growth is like aging. It's inevitable and irreversible. But if you stay healthy and positive, life can be an incredible ride. If you don't see the doctor regularly, you're more likely to become ill or die at a young age. If you stay healthy, you're more likely to enjoy grandchildren and retirement. Without growth, we would not have new shopping, recreational, and dining experiences. Growth is not the problem. The problem is that we do not always manage it well.
Yes.
And the article points to the fact that the city government and this is multiple city governments, multiple councils, not
Mhm.
just the
Yeah.
most recent one or
Mm-hmm.
the one 2 times ago.
Yeah. This is years,
They've done
decades.
they've kicked the can down the road
Yep.
year after year after year, and we're just we're paying the price now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely true. Because even though ITT put in the underground structures for the utilities, it was impossible for them to have put in the water and wastewater treatment plants, right? Because
Mhm.
those function kind of
Well,
like a
they're
swimming pool.
They're volume dependent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they kind of function like a swimming pool, right? So you couldn't put in a swimming pool, turn the filter on, but only have
4 inches of water.
4 inches of water. Perfect.
Pool,
Thank
yeah.
you. So those had to come with time. Well, how do we pay for those? Impact fees. How do we get impact fees? Growth.
New construction. Mm-hmm.
So yes, we need it. It's necessary. And on your thing on aging and growth, I think so much of it is perspective and
Mhm.
realizing that, you, me, we were all once new here.
Mm-hmm.
With a very small exception, everyone was once new here. And if you think back to that time, the door didn't close behind you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to close behind the next person. And, my family and I, we've been here since 1990. So I've seen a lot of change myself as a child and then as a young adult. And then I left for a bit, went to college, thought there was bigger, better things out there, and actually learned that Palm Coast is a really great place.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that while it has its issues and its shortfalls, that I want to be part of the solution to make it a better place for my children.
Yeah, and time doesn't heal all wounds, but
It
does
doesn't,
some.
but boy, has it really. I mean, the way that it changed, I'll never forget coming back from college and they moved Belterre. And I called my mother and I was like, where's Belterre? They moved old Belterre down a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so lost. But it's these changes that have brought so much positivity, so much opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I can't wait to see what comes in 25 more years.
Well, you're out of my planning horizon, but
Oh my gosh. I hate when you do that. Anyway.
but time does heal some wounds. One of the problems that Palm Coast, the original design has is we're all cul-de-sac streets.
Yeah.
Everybody lives in a cul-de-sac of one size or another,
Mm-hmm.
and that is not suitable to public transportation, and never will be
Nope.
until public transportation becomes autonomous vehicles,
Which is coming
which
soon.
which will come. It's like
It's happening in other cities.
It's like getting a disease. Fortunately, after they just discovered the cure.
Right. Oh, Alanis
So
Morissette has a
well,
song about that.
we're-
Ironic.
We're running out of time.
All
I
right.
think
Video
we have-
podcasts of Real Estate Matters are now available on gotoby.com. Click on podcasts on the top navigation bar. And if you have a question or a suggestion for Real Estate Matters or gotoby.com,
Call me 386-931-7124 or email me at Toby, Toby, Toby at gotoby.com. I'm Toby Tobin, and I approve this show.